Hey guys, it's JR. In this Revit video tutorial, I'm going to show you how to start a site plan by drawing property lines and setback lines, how to change the thicknesses, and then how to tag those thicknesses. So open up a new project, go under Template File, go to Architectural Template. Create new project, click OK. That's going to load up for you, and we have a fresh new project. We know this is a site plan, so we're going to navigate over to our project browser, double-click our site plan so that we're drawing in our site plan. This is our assignment. It says to draw it at 1 inch is 30 feet, and here is our distances and bearings. Get back to that in a second. So we need to change this scale to 1 inch is 30 feet. As you see, the elevation markers will change. Okay, and now we're going to start adding in these distances and bearings. So I'm going to go clockwise as I enter these distances and bearings into the system. You can find them under Massing and Site tab, the Modify Site panel, the property line icon. A window comes up, says how would you like to create the property lines? You can do it by entering distances and bearings, or you can do it by sketching. We have distances and bearings, so that's what we're going to use. A sketch would be if you imported a CAD file and you wanted to trace over that CAD file to draw them, but we're not going to do that. A new window comes up with the D data. We have one line right here ready to go. We know that we have 4 in the project, so I'm going to add 2 more, and we'll add the last one later. I'll show you how to do that. I've written down the distances and bearings. And so we're going to start plugging those in at 708, 41 feet. We know that that first one is northwest, and that's coming from this corner going up as I go clockwise. And the bearing is 4 degrees, 51.49. Okay, and we're going to keep doing that until we get all of the distances and bearings put in. That's 58.99 feet north to east. It's already set up for me. 85 degrees. 8 and 11. Okay, and the third one is 497.78 feet. And we know that that one is southeast. 45 degrees. 724. Okay, that's southeast. Now, the reason we didn't add that 4th line in is because there is this icon, this button down here. We can click Add Line to Close, and that adds it automatically for us. That says it's 502 feet plus some, around 10 inches, 44.20.27. So we're just going to go back here and double check. 502.85, south 44.20.26 west. Looks like we're good. We're on point there. So we can just click OK, and it drops in our property line. And it's showing this property line here, that first one we drew, true north, facing this way. So we'll click here. We know that it's going up north. Okay, northwest. So I'm going to drop that in, click anywhere. And now we're going to do our setback lines. To do the setback lines, we're going to go to Annotate, Tab, Detail Panel, Detail Line. And we're going to go right over here and just trace the lines, the property lines that we just drew. So we're going to tab to make sure that we hit all of the endpoints to those lines. And now, I was a little off there. Just make sure you're directly over top of them. And so now you have a line that's over the property line. Now what we're going to do, why did we trace that? Okay, well, we're going to offset that because in the assignment it says that we want 30-foot setbacks. So we're going to offset these lines to 30 feet. So we're going to click the Modify tab. We're going to go to the Modify panel and click the Offset icon. We want a numerical offset of 30 feet dimension. And we want to make sure we uncheck Copy because we don't want to make a copy. We just want to offset the line that we drew. So then we hover over here. We're only getting one line, so you click Tab. And now you're still hovering. Now you click, and it will move that line that we drew over the property lines 30 feet into the property. And now we have that. Problem with that setback line is that it is continuous. So you want to select it again, hover over it, hit tab and select it. So hover over it, click tab, then click the mouse. And you can change those lines to hidden lines, which we want. That's what setback lines are. They're hidden. Now, we want to change the thickness, the line type, the line weight to these lines so it prints correctly. To do that for the property line, you want to go up to Manage, Tab, Settings, Panel, Object Styles icon. In here you can change various things, line weight, line color, line pattern, etc. Under category, we want to change things on our site. So I'm going to scroll down here to site and hit this plus. Under subcategories, I'm going to hit property lines and I'm going to change our line weight projection to 8. And then I'm going to hit apply and OK. Now I'm going to zoom in to check. Now it's thicker. We know now it's thicker than a standard line. As I scrolled in there, I zoomed in, I should say, this line is green and it doesn't have a weight that we want. So let's change our setback line. Hover over the setback line, hit tab to select all of the setback lines, then click, left click. Now you can right click and go into override graphics and view. You can do it by element, category, or filter. We're going to do it by element. We want it to be visible. We know that the weight wants to change, so it comes out thicker, maybe half the weight of our property line. So we'll do half the weight at 4. And we know we don't want it to be green. We want it to be the same color as everything else, so let's make it black. Click OK. Apply and OK. Now we can check that, and that is also there. The last step is to tag our property line. To tag a property line, you want to select the Annotate tab, Tag panel, and Tag by category. The problem is that the property line tag will not be inserted, will not be loaded into the program because we started a new file. So what we want to do is we want to insert that. So we're going to go to Insert tab, Load from Library panel, Load Family. We're going to go to Annotations, Civil Folder, Property Line Tag, and we're going to open that. Now we can go to the Annotate tab, Tag panel, Tag by category icon, and we can just come in here, hover over the line and click, and you can see that it adds in the distance that we plugged in for our property line. So you have a tag. The only other thing that I would do is I would go to Annotate and do an align dimension from my property line to my setback line and set that so that when you hand it in, they know that it is indeed 30 foot setback. Thanks for watching.